Good morning, folks. We're starting with the footage of that meteor that streaked in over south-central Europe, seen mostly in France and Italy. Beautiful entry and breakup there. Let's come right over to spaceweathernews.com and check in on those plasma filaments dancing in. Remember, we have this one on the north cresting now, but two down south are ahead of the rest of the pack. Or at least we had two down south, one released overnight, producing a bright eruption and sending particles into space. The CME is not Earth-directed, but could act as another heliospheric disruption. When we come to the X-ray flux, we find solar flaring dropping out even more. Decreased sunspot number, lack of magnetic complexity, and the Earth-facing quiet effect are teaming up nicely to make this calm. When we examine the solar wind, we find telemetry remaining above average in speed, but the stability to the stream has been able to bring down the storm level from 2 and 3 class events at both Coruna and the global KP index. A bit of solar-induced storm activity here. That CME that came off the far side, we showed it yesterday, and said to watch the tropical storms. When Winston began top left, he then snaked down and east began fading, but upon the CME he stopped, turned around, and began strengthening towards Category 4 storm status. Eyes open, Fiji. As many of you know, that southern negative coronal hole is departing, with a positive northern opening turning in. May already be affecting Earth with its IMF, so the earthquake uptick should begin within a day. We add that coronal hole factor to a sunspot trough, planetary geometry, and heliospheric disruptions, and the watch index keeps rising. Top quakes of the day, anything over 4 is worth noting here, and even when the Owen fracture zone takes a quake, it's usually south of that oceanic fault junction, not north of it. It's official. With a few days still left in February, Portland's already seen more precipitation this winter than in any other on record. Guess what? More coming in the next few days. We have a solid article out about the spin rate of a hot exo-Jupiter. Spins once every 10 hours or so not wholly unlike planets here in our own system. If anyone ever saw the movie Pitch Black, how about a 3.5-year eclipse in planetary darkness? Looks clear. We've got something utterly shocking here, folks. The scientists who stand to make the most money from GMO foods all agree they're safe and can help fight hunger. I'm not exactly a big supporter of starvation, but this is not the way to go. In fact, it's enraging, and I've still not had one PhD or professor be able to debunk what I've presented as the #1 GMO danger of all, the electromagnetic signaling of Roundup resistance efflux pump expression. Well, that one ruffles a feather or two down under, but honestly, folks, it's impossible for me to be anything but elated right now. 1 day. This took you guys 1 day. My words yesterday about being humbled, about being in awe to see that so many of you actually care and want to see these topics progress, just copy and paste it again here. You guys are incredible. And if you haven't heard, I'm teaming up with Dr. Kong Papuyen to combine our disaster forecasting models into an app that will hopefully one day save lives in a region soon to be hit by disaster. We'll hit our goal in less than 48 hours, it looks like. But the difference between just hitting our goal and going way over is the difference in number of features, models, and general functionality of the app. We'll get what we pay for. Please come out and support this project. We can do it bare bones for 35, but if we get 50, game over. And I can't even begin to tell you what we can do with that. We've got pressure, radar, and shots of our star to close. It's 6:25 a.m. Eastern Time, and that's the news. Eyes open, no fear. Be safe, everyone.